Telekinesis is the ability of our mind to act on physical systems. For example, moving objects from one place to another without touching them and without resorting to other physical causes. The world scientific community has so far considered this ability as a paranormal event, as see those signs like telepathy and hypnosis. First, in ancient times, these phenomena were considered to be produced by mischievous spirits and demons. Later, by magic, by optical illusionists who deceive the mind with their feats. They have used ingenious tricks such as rapid hand movements, air currents through intense blows, electrostatics by rubbing surfaces, the skillful use of threads, glues, as well as hidden metal parts, magnets, and mirrors. In any case, nowadays time and by virtue of certain experiences confronted by renowned scholars, telekinesis has been understood more and more as a kind of psychic energy that can only be revealed itself in some people. During the Cold War from 1950 until the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, the military elites of the United States on the one hand and those of the Soviet Union on the other investigated very thoroughly all psychic phenomena, carrying out mysterious and clandestine missions that evade subjects selected for their supernatural power, competing with each other in an incredible psychic arms race that they projected throughout the planet, always seeking to achieve their military goals, mentally blocking the enemy's weapons. Both investigative journalist Annie Jacobson has explored these issues in detail and recounts her incredible revelations. She claims both countries relied on recovered Nazi research sketches, some of which detailed secret experiments conducted in concentration camps, where Nazi scientists experimented with human physical and chemical functions. The MX military program was then developed. MX consisted of dozing certain U.S. citizens with very strong biochemical agents, such as LSD, without any consent from the individual. In other words, they applied psychotropic substances to develop psychic energy for military purposes. The remote viewing program also emerged, which consisted of being able to observe details of distant people and objects through telekinesis. During the project, a woman psychologist named Rosemary Smith dazzled. She worked as secretary of the program and was selected to train psychically on her mission to find a downed and sunken Soviet bomber plane in the vast and dense African jungle. She was able to visualize and draw with great precision the map indicating where the plane was. Military intelligence, which had first used all its most advanced means, from human intellect to satellite technology, failed at every attempt. It was an unusual event. Rosemary Smith, the psychic secretary, was able to successfully process intelligent visualization over a vast, dense rainforest that nothing and no one else could accomplish. Also, during the Cold War, by 1970, at the same time as the successful best-selling publication Discovering Iron Curtains, which documented paranormal cases, videos about a Russian woman who was able to move objects with her mind were released around the world. It turned out to become the exclusive case of the first scientific approved evidence on psychic power that has been made known in the history of mankind. This woman, named Nina Kulagina, perplexed all the specialists of that time. Academic research on her phenomenon was carried out in the Soviet Union until 1990, during the last 20 years of her life. A group of scientists opposed to her always argued that Kulagina conjurer skillfully used the swift movements of her hands. According to famed writer on the subject, Martin Gardner, she was only caught cheating in performances only 2 times out of 120 audiences. In Leningrad, during 1972, in documentation and videos made and supervised by famous scientists led by Dr. B. Herbert, this reserved and quiet woman is observed moving matches, pencils, and compass needles without touching them. She also opened books and turned their pages without touching anything. She also levitated heavy garden chairs and a pill bottle. She illustrated his psychic power by grasping Dr. B. Herbert's arm 5 centimeters above his wrist, which caused him a feeling of unpleasant shock. By grasping her own arm in the same way, she produced herself a burn mark, and by holding a pack of photographic paper, she was able to print a greenish mass on sheets numbers 7 and 11. Nina Kulagina was also able to levitate an animal to lift into the air a huge toad that weighed like a big cat and also completely paralyzed its heart. She too was able to demonstrate other hidden powers such as her telepathy by revealing words, numbers, and figures with her eyes completely covered. She was also able to test the power to increase the temperature of her hands by emitting a very strong heat on the things she touched. The test showed that at the moment of the telekinesis, a powerful magnetic field was created around her body, while her heart rate increased surprisingly. Over the years, the constant use of her paranormal activities influenced her cardiovascular system, resulting in her death at the age of 65. She made a scientific record of the enormous capacity of her brain to generate energies that were discharged through her eyes, producing phenomena that are still being analyzed today. In 1987, Kulagina sued but won a victory in a famous defamation case against a Soviet government magazine that had accused her of aggravated fraud. She was reported to be a psychic fraudster, but was acquitted after scientific tests failed to prove any trick of hallucination. To date, research and missions continue. We assume this because of the brain-computer interface. Annie Jacobson assures, based on electroencephalography, some reliable case of computer-brain communication could be achieved. The leading program is called today Anomalous Mental Cognition. It is extremely classified, top secret. For this reason, we suspect that we will not be able to meet the new psychic heroine or hero for the time being.